Hello and welcome. I hope that you are all doing well. Thank you so much for joining me here today to talk about books. Today it's my second book for the month of October. And this is the book I read to fulfill the prompt where I went to a section of YA books and picked the first autumnal read I could find. And the book today is Death at Morning House by Maureen Johnson. And although it takes place in the summer, it has those cozy mystery vibes that I love to read in the autumn. So this book was just released on August the 6th, and it takes place in two timelines, a contemporary timeline and July of 1932. And in the present, the main character is Marlowe, and she takes a friend to a house that she helps take care of, and there's an accidental fire. And after that fire, everybody's talking about her and pointing at her, and so she wants to escape her hometown and all of those who are talking about her and staring at her. So she agrees when her family friend suggests that she works at Morning House for the summer. This friend of the family friend is doing research on the original family that lived in Morning House. Marlowe travels to Morning House, which is the home of the Ralston family in the 1930s. Philip Ralston went to London during World War I, and he helped care for injured soldiers. And while he was there, he met some families where the husband had died and the wife is giving birth to babies. And so 6 of these women gave their babies to him to care for. His sister Dagmar moves into Morning House to help care for the children and act as their mother. When Philip marries Faye years later, they have their own child, Max, and Faye is an actress. As the local story goes, on a hot summer day in July of 1932, Max's nurse fell asleep while she was supposed to be taking care of him. Max sneaks out of the house, and he's later found drowned. And he's found by the oldest sister, Claire. And she's so upset and distraught by what happens that later that evening, she jumps from the house and dies. When Marlowe arrives at Morning House, she learns that in addition to Dr. Henson, who is researching what happened in the past, there are other tour guides. And the house is open for public tours, but only for the summer. When the summer ends, the new owners are going to take full ownership of the house, and the public will no longer be allowed inside. So there won't be any tours after that. So this is Dr. Henson's only chance to find the information that she needs to research that original family. The others working that summer are students like Marlowe, but they are all from the local town. They are April, and she's the one that shows Marlowe around when she first gets there. Lonnie and Tom, who are newly boyfriend and girlfriend. Tom is mature for his age, and Lonnie is dealing with some things from the past. Van is all about the fun, and they all gather for dinner on the first night, and are joined partway through by another teen, Ricky. And Ricky runs the gift shop. Her family owns the local gift shop in town, and she thought that this was a good way for them to make extra money. But it's obvious to Marlowe that there is tension between Ricky and the others, especially Lonnie and Ricky. Marlowe soon discovers that she is there to replace Chris, who was supposed to work at Morning House, but Chris died in an accident on prom night. And we get to know the Ralston family as well, and they are a bit unusual. The 6 older children, the ones that Philip brought back with him from England, are all 17 years old. Philip has eccentric ideas about health, so they follow a strict diet and exercise regimen. And although Philip has a wife, his sister remains at the house and acts as a parent to the older kids. The Ralston children do not attend school. They are all taught by Philip, who allows them to pursue the topics that interest them. And they've all lived together pretty well so far, but for Max. Max is a bit of a terror. He screams when they try to teach him to swim and when he doesn't want to do what he's supposed to be doing. But seriously, living on an island, he needs to learn to swim. Back in the present, Marlowe goes in search of Dr. Henson one day, but she's nowhere to be seen. Marlowe becomes concerned about her disappearance, so she alerts everyone and they all go searching for Dr. Henson. But there's still no sign of her. So finally they decide they need to contact the police, and the police discover a paddle boat without a rider, and it is the paddle boat from Morning House. They are all certain that something has happened to Dr. Henson, and Marlowe is determined to discover what it was. But the search for information about the present mystery leads to information about the one from the past. In addition to being told from 2 time periods, there are excerpts from newspaper articles, police reports, and letters interspersed throughout the story. And it's more than just a tragedy. What can you read for similar experience? I've got a few for you today. And we're going to start with a series written by the same author, Maureen Johnson, and it's truly devious. And it too has a mystery in 2 different time periods. And the setup is amazing. Ellingham Academy is a private school for the brightest thinkers, inventors, and artists. It was founded by Albert Ellingham in the 20th century. The early 20th century. And he wanted a wonderful place for learning with riddles and twisting paths and gardens. A place where learning's a game. But soon after the school opened, his wife and their baby daughter were kidnapped. The only clue, a note signed by Truly Devious. In the present, true crime-obsessed Stevie Bell is beginning her first year at Ellingham Academy. And she has planned to solve this mystery. But first, she will have to get a grip on her new school life and housemates. But something strange is happening here. Truly Devious and death make a return. Another story that features dual time periods is A Long Stretch of Bad Days by Mindy McGinnis. Lydia has dreams of attending a prestigious journalism program after high school is over. But a school error leaves her 1 history credit short of graduation. The school agrees to let her get that credit by combining a history project with her podcast. So she is going to investigate a period of time known as the Long Stretch of Bad Days. It's a week in her hometown where they experienced multiple tragedies, including a tornado, a flash flood. When Lydia realizes another student, Bristol, is in the same situation, she invites Bristol to join in on her project because Bristol has no idea what to do and she's figuring she's just repeating high school the next year. As they investigate, they realize that during that week, a missing person was reported, but with all the other tragedies occurring, the police were unable to properly investigate it. And it just never was properly investigated. And that might partly be due to the fact that the person who disappeared was living in the wrong area to be considered important enough to look into. As the investigation continues, they realize their city has many buried secrets. And soon Bristol and Lydia's lives are in danger as well. A Long Stretch of Bad Days will keep you reading to the end, trying to discover what happened all those years ago. And finally, Liar's Beach by Katie Cotugno. Lyndon's family doesn't have much money. He attends private school and works hard, and he has managed to keep his money situation secret. Lyndon's friend Jasper invites him to spend the end of the summer at his family's beachfront home on Martha's Vineyard. Also staying there is Eliza, and Jasper right now is not very happy with her. Eliza is dating the son of the man responsible for Jasper's father being imprisoned. When Eliza's boyfriend turns up dead, Lyndon turns to his childhood friend Holiday for help. Holiday enjoys solving mysteries and she and Lyndon set out to discover what really happened. And there we are. I hope that you enjoyed this look at Death at Morning House by Maureen Johnson. And if you like cozy mysteries, I hope that you will give one or all of these books that we've talked about today a read. I will return next time when we will talk about the book Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood. And this is a lot different than what I expected, but we'll talk about that next time. I hope to see you then, and until then, I hope that you enjoy all that you do and all that you read. And thank you.